A new year is coming, and the current climate of the rap industry is going to be changing like it always does. With last year's cancellations,
Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel.
Fall-offs, and
I want to say that this record is bad or is underwhelming because I feel like Ice Spice lacks the capacity and the ability to make a good record. Really, to me on the surface, it reads more like a lack of effort than anything.
and let's be honest, disappointments.
As far as I'm concerned, that little Uzi album is complete ass. I'm gonna be honest with you. Probably the worst Uzi album I've ever heard.
What does every rapper needs to prove next year? I'm not going to go down every rapper that's ever rapped in the entire history of raps, because that would be a 70 million hour video, and I'm not doing that. But what I will be doing is talking about the people who, in my opinion, got something to prove and need to do it next year, or their career / legitimacy might be called into question. Let's go. Drake. Alright, it's pretty simple, to be honest. Drake needs to prove that he's still, well, Drake. I know that might sound dumb, like obviously he's Drake, whatever. But I mean, he needs to remind the world why he's been not just relevant, why he's been #1 in terms of popularity in hip hop for like 15 years at this point. He needs to show them that Kendrick didn't take his superpowers away for good. Because let's be honest, he took it for the summer. like it or not, the summer, Kendrick had your pen. Drake dropped a verse on BBO Drizzy, on the BBO Drizzy beat, and he thought we were supposed to think, man, that's super tough. Like that's fire. He thought we were supposed to think that for some reason. He needs to come back stronger. He needs to control the radio like he's been doing for so long. Make some random person that the majority of people don't know. Make them lit. Take their personality and sauce and take it for himself, like you always do, Drake. Like you did with BlocBoy JB and so many others. But bottom line, you need to remind people why you're that guy. Because at a point in time, like him, hate him, whatever, you feel indifferent, Drake has been that guy. It's just the truth. Ice Spice needs to prove that she's not going to be the biggest fall off in recent memory. And to be honest, it's easy. You can fix it all with one little improvement. You ready, guys? Make good music. Well, maybe that's not the easiest thing for her and her team, but hear me out. She needs to focus on not going platinum all the time. And I know that might sound like the opposite of advice, to give a musician, rapper, whatever. She probably wouldn't want that. People might think that's a dumb, form of thinking, in her profession. Of course you want to go platinum, 1 million records. Why would you not want to do that? I just feel like her entire career, she's been doing just that, trying to be viral, trying to be #1 on Billboard, all that stuff. That's really great. Like I'm proud of her that she was able to change her and her family's life. That's amazing. I don't down her for doing that. But now, next year, she needs to prove that she's actually a musician and not somebody who just got popular for no reason. If she wants that, I think she wants to be taken serious as a rapper. So you need to make better music. And I'm telling you, that will do it. Literally any job, any profession you have, whether it's a doctor, lawyer, scientist, whatever, you take your craft more seriously, people will respect you. You will be better at your job. So you take your craft more seriously and actually focus on making music that sounds good and make people want to think like, hey, I would love to listen to an album of hers. Put some sort of spin to your sound, because we're tired of the twerking and the rapping about poop jokes. It's not working for me, and I honestly think it's not working for the majority. I genuinely think she can do better. Lil Yachty, you need to prove that last year wasn't a fluke. Have another good year and elevate the sound and culture like you did last year. I think Concrete should be readjusted, the Concrete Boys. Maybe have another girl replace Kara, or just focus on the guys. But your music should take priority. You got this. I don't really think it's much for you to prove. You've been doing this for a long time, since basically 2015, 2016. But I want you to prove to people that your good year wasn't like some D-Rose year and you're just gonna have a fall off after that. Like, just keep going hard, keep making bangers, keep elevating style, fashion, all that you have to offer. You need to show the world that you can do it multiple times. And last year wasn't just a one-off. Speaking of Kara, you need to prove you can swim in this high water by yourself. You gotta prove every person who thinks you need Yachty to make a successful song / music career wrong. The thing is, your music isn't bad in my opinion, post Yachty. She still has a unique sounding rap voice, which is something that you're born with. You can't really teach that. You can be a lit artist on your own. Experiment with different sounds and features. Just do you, have fun doing you, find out what makes you original. Like I said, your voice sounds very original to me, but you know, keep doing things that maybe other people aren't doing. Stop following Yachty's footprint. You're not with him anymore. Do what makes you happy. And I guarantee you, people will be able to tell that you're doing something that makes you happy, and it's going to rub off in your music, and people are going to want to listen to your music. So I think Caribou can be easily a top 5 new female hip-hop artist if she really develops these things in her game, in her music game, whatever. Like, it's not, I know people like to say, oh, Yachty wrote her songs or whatever, and to be honest, he did. We all know he did, but I don't think Yachty's pen was so complex that she can't make a sort of sound for herself, in like a lane for herself, making her own music. I don't think, like she said, Yachty used a lot of the lyrics he wrote for her based on her life experiences. So I just think you need to tie from that what makes you original, your own life experiences, and keep, you know, dropping. Like, don't take a, you know, stop focusing on Yachty, the Concrete Boys. That's gone, over with. You need to move on and be the best Kara that you can be. I know that was kind of corny. Young Thug. It's one thing that I need you to prove, Mr. Thug. It's literally simple. Stay out of jail. Prove to people that you can be a citizen who won't violate your parole and end up in prison for 1,000 years. I heard you were already throwing shots at Gunna. I'm not invested in that drama anymore because it just ends people in court or worse. So I need you to drop any and all criminal behavior and spend time with your girlfriend who's been waiting for you just to have a happy life. Maybe, just maybe, if you want to release music, maybe an album, but nothing too deep. Don't use any lyrics that can potentially end up in a federal court case. You know, like, we just want Young Thug to be Young Thug because you mean more to the culture when you're outside and not in prison gates. So yeah, we want you to be Young Thug and featuring on everybody's song. We want that Thug. We don't need prison Thug in every video we see of you is in a courtroom looking like you have a new hairstyle or you're stressed. Like, we don't need that. So we just want you free, Young Thug. That's what you need to prove to people. Well, with that being said, I appreciate you for making it to the end of the video. I go by Rager University, and I'll see y'all in whatever I upload next. I'm out.